for creating time to be here in good time. I saw people coming in from as early as 7, a very good indication that we are all interested on our discussion here today. So my name is Henry Chieng. I'm the CEO of KARA, that's the Kenya Alliance of Resident Association. And we are happy to have you here today to talk about a very, very important subject and just to interact and try and come up with common solutions, some of the challenges we face in regard to safety and security. So before I proceed, let me request our Reverend to add a prayer for us, and then we can go on with the program. Reverend.
Shall we all be upstanding in honor of our God? Let us pray. Our Father and our God, in the name of Jesus, we want to thank you this day. Thank you for the gift of lives that you have given to us. Thank you for gathering us in this place, Lord. As we begin this program this morning, we welcome your presence. Be with us. Give us the energy and all the abilities that we require. Bless our guests who are here and our speakers, that this day may be glorified. We thank you and we honor you. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Thank you.
Asante sana, Reverend, for the prayer. So I believe we all have a copy of the program for today that is going to guide our engagement in the next few hours. And as you can see on the program, we have remarks from a few of our guests. But the whole essence around our presence here is to have more time for interaction between the people who are in this room. Today we want just to make friends. We want to build relationship. We want to be at a point where we can be able to speak in one voice when it comes to issues of safety and security in our neighborhoods and in our country. So we hope that by the end of this session, we all shall have been able to have a conversation with each other and agree where there's a challenge, and most importantly, agree on what kind of solutions we need to be able to address moving forward. So we are going to have Mr. Richard Nyaga, who is the chairman of KARA, the Kenya Alliance of Resident Associations, seated right here. He's going to make some opening remarks just to put us into context why we are here today. And then we are going to have brief remarks from Mr. Daniel Seberling. Daniel Seberling is a resident representative at Hansidel Foundation. Hansidel Foundation is a partner of KARA of many years. We've worked with them on many areas in many counties across this country. And we are happy that today they're also here with us, and they've agreed to partner with us to organize this particular session. We are also expecting remarks from the National Police Service, and I'm told the Deputy Director, Charge of Operations, should be on the way, Madam Judith. And when she comes, she'll be able to make her remarks. But even in her absence, I've seen very high-level representation from the police, and I'm sure they should be able to say one or two things in case Madam Judy is late. We are also going to have a presentation of Coffee with a Cop Community Security Program. And that is going to be led by Lieutenant Colonel retired Julius Gidiri, very long name, seated right here. Apart from making that presentation, he also had IPSS, Institute of Professional Security Studies, and we have partnered with them to have this session together today. So they're also our partners, and we do a lot of work with them in terms of community policing and training of community leaders, just to make sure that they are responsive to the needs and expectations on matters safety and security. We also have a partner from Kingdom Bank who is also here with us. So we are going to have somebody just make a few remarks on that. And then we'll have a small interactive session. Maybe if there's something that you need clarified or a question you want to ask from maybe the speakers here or from among ourselves, we'll have a few minutes for that. But the climax of it is that after that, we'll move to the garden just behind us there. And now we'll have coffee and some snacks, and we interact with each other. The whole principle around being here today is we want to create that easy relationship between the police and the communities. We want to make sure that people are able to speak with each other, people are able to share information, and people are able to work together to address issues of safety and security in our neighborhoods and, of course, in our country. So the mix here today is basically, we have our friends from the police, and I'm very happy because they are very, very well represented. I can see very many officers here, and maybe at the right time we'll understand which areas they come from and how we can be able to engage with them. I'm also seeing community leaders here that we are going to engage with, who are also going to be part of this conversation. So at that particular time, we'll expect that we can be able to have this interaction and make sure that we are working together as citizens of this country and as residents of this country to make sure that our country is safe and secure. So today, we are actually marking what I call it the International Coffee with a Cop Day. This is not just happening here. We have other countries where this is also going on, people coming together and talking about safety and security of their country. But primarily, this is something that started in the US, and now it has been spread into many other countries. So Kenya is actually one of the countries marking this day today, and we are very keen on it as Kara because from where we sit, most of the issues that affect members of resident associations are security issues. As a matter of fact, most of resident associations were actually formed because they wanted to secure their neighborhood. They felt that if they don't come together and speak with one voice, then they are exposed, they are vulnerable. So most of the associations were registered and formed so that people can be able to talk about how do we protect ourselves, how do we protect our neighborhood, and how do we work with security agencies to ensure that we are promoting safety and security. And that's why we are excited that we are going to have this conversation, and we hope that at the end of it all, we shall have come up with some very clear indication or way forward on how we work together. So I don't want to preempt much about particularly the issue of coffee with a cop because I know my chairman will touch on it a bit, and I know Wanagidiri will also give us more insight into that so that you understand why we are here. But just to say that feel welcome to this session, feel at home, let's interact, let's talk, let's ask questions, let's get to understand each other so that we can work together and speak in one voice when it comes to issues of safety and security. Before I go to my chairman to make his opening remarks, we are hosted here by YMCA, who have given this facility for us to be able to have this session. So we have the CEO of YMCA, Mr. Jared Msima, who wants to formally invite us to this facility and just assure us that we are safe. Of course, we know we are safe because the police are here, but just assure us that nothing will go wrong and everything will work as per the plan. So Msima Karibu, just a few minutes to do that. Thank you.
Thank you, MC. God is good all the time. Thank you. As Kenya YMCA, as you've heard, my name is Jared Msima, CEO of this organization. We have a network of 28 branches and units spread across the country, and we are almost in every county, and we are very happy today to play host to this event as Kenya YMCA, because as Kenya YMCA, our business is to empower the young people. And the young people are in the forefront in preserving security and the safety in this country, and therefore we are really concerned about their safety and the security. And therefore I'm happy that this event was brought here, and the YMCA is playing host, and the partners that are supporting this, we are happy about it. And we encourage you to continue using these facilities of YMCA, because even 3 weeks ago, we had a very good workshop here with the police officers on mental health. And I want us to continue working in partnership so that we can benefit one another, we can encourage one another, we can grow one another in spiritual terms, in intellectual terms, and also in physical terms. We have a lot of facilities here. We have the hostel, we have the accommodation, rooms for people to come and stay in, and also halls like this where people can come and interact and discuss various issues affecting our communities and our societies, and particularly the young people that we serve. So I don't want to take so much time, but I want to thank the organizers of this event because it's going to be beneficial to everybody who is attending. That's number one. And then number two, I want to wish you very, very successful deliberations and fruitful conversations at the end of this workshop so that whatever you're going to agree upon will be implemented. Thank you.
Asante sana Bwana Msima for welcoming us to this session and confirming that we are here procedurally. We are not trespassing because we might be here, kumbe we didn't give us permission to be here. So having said that, ladies and gentlemen, I want just to go straight and follow through the program so that we can be able to listen to various people that you've listed to speak. So like I said, Mr. Richard Nyaga is the chairman of KARA and has had a very checkered career in many places, including being the former CEO of Kenya Airways and director of IATA in Switzerland, and also the chairman of Laurentian North Resident Associations. And now he's retired supporting community work. And we are happy to have him as our chair and to guide us through how we can be able to strengthen community participation, community engagement on issues of service delivery. So please, Mr. Nyaga, come and make your opening remarks as we go to the next speaker. Can we invite him with a clap, please?
Mr. Ochieng, for your introductory remarks and for welcoming me here. I want to take the opportunity to welcome our guests, starting of course with the National Police Service, Mr. Bungei and your team. We are very happy to see all of you here this morning. It sends a very good positive signal to all of us that the police are with us, they are working with us, and they are working for us. All that. Our partner, Hans Sido Foundation, Mr. Seelbach. We have worked with Hans Sido Foundation since inception, which is more than 20 years ago. They have supported our programs. Without them, there are many things we would not have been able to do. We have survived because of so, Mr. Seelbach. Thank you very much for your support, for your presence and advice all the time. This organization is based in Germany, and the Friends of Kenya, Friends of KARA. I want also to recognize Lieutenant Colonel Gederi, who is here with us. He's a member of KARA fraternity, very supportive. He's always there with us, and his knowledge, experience is very valuable to all of us. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome all of you. I can see the room is a bit small, but just as well, because then we can interact more closely. Our association, which is just over 20 years now, has been there for a long time, and the reason we were actually formed is because of the challenges which face the residents, particularly of our capital city, and of course of other towns and other regions in our country, particularly in terms of service delivery and of course even security. So this morning we are having coffee with a COP. It's not only here, as Mr. Ochieng has mentioned. Is an effort for all of us to recognize that this country belongs to us, and we have to work together. The police are not our enemies, they're our friends, and we need to work with them very closely so that we can secure the security of our country. As Mr. Ocheng mentioned, I used to live outside the country for many years. One country I lived in is Switzerland. And in Switzerland, you don't see the police around, except in designated areas, their offices or whatever. You don't see them. The reason is that the public are so sensitized that they report anything they see suspicious to the police. The police don't have to be on the beat or whatever, but they are informed by the citizens of what is going on. They see anybody who is a foreigner walking around or somebody strange, they call the police. So the police actually come to check these things. So we need to aim to reach that level where we, as citizens, feel that the police are actually our friends. They are not there to arrest you or to bully you or whatever. They are there to secure you, to help you. And this is where we have a lot of work to do, to educate people not to feel intimidated by the police, to feel that these are their friends. Wherever you are, they are there for you. So that is one thing I would like to emphasize very much. As you are aware, the Kenya government, through the National Police Service, has made a lot of improvements in ensuring that our country and its people are safe and secure wherever we may be. We have seen efforts being made countrywide to secure the neighborhoods and secure the communities. Particularly, we are now very conversant with what is happening in northern part of Kenya, in the Rift Valley, where they have all these gangs there. And the police are there, to ensure that this effort to secure security by the National Police Service is achieved. Despite these great efforts by our law enforcement people to promote safety and security in our country, we are all cognizant of the fact that the police and the public share an uneasy relationship, which is what I was mentioning. Most of the interactions police have with the public happen during emergencies. This should not actually be the case. It should be continuous process. And we have arrests and in certain situations, those situations should be a thing which is ongoing for all of us. A lot can be achieved if the police, the law enforcement the people, the police, their collaborators, and the public work together. Working together can only be effective if there is a high level of trust between the police and the public, and there is need, obviously, to build this relationship and achieve this trust in order to enhance safety and security in our neighborhoods, in our countries. And opportunities for dialogue and action involving residents and the police will lead to better relationships and more equitable treatment by the police. I would like to urge, of course, the neighborhoods that, particularly where you have the police presence, that we should be able to visit them, not only to report the crime, to visit them, even to have a chat, make them feel that we appreciate them. They are not enemies, and to give them information which can help them do their work. It's not a very easy job, being a police officer. It's a risky job, it's challenging, whatever, but if they know that the public are behind them, then of course, that it will make their job that much easier. So I would like to encourage all of you today. I don't want to take too much of your time because today is a day of interlogue, having coffee with the police, that you should feel free to interact, to talk, whatever is in your mind, just talk. Today we are having a dialogue together to see how we can do, what we can do together to secure our country. So I want to stop there because I don't want to take too much of your time, but I want to encourage you to get involved. And thank you very much, the police, for coming. I see a lot of uniforms, but it's wonderful. It's very, very nice. And for those who came from the neighborhoods, this is the time also to let the police know where you come from. So when you are interacting in the coffee, take time to have a little chat. Tell them about your area, where you live, and what happens in your area. So thank you very much, all of you, and please feel at home. Asanteni.
Thank you very much, Chair, for those opening remarks. And I believe that we all want to get to places that he mentioned where we don't have to have police everywhere for us to be able to do the right thing. We want to do the right thing as responsible citizens, and we also want to make sure that we are able to pass information to security agencies for action when there's need to do so. So having heard from Mr. Nyaga, Chair of Kara, we also want to hear from Daniel Seberling. Like I said, he's the resident representative of Hansdale Foundation, who is our partner at Kara and supported us doing many other things. But like I said, we have our very good friends from the police here. And of course, we recognize the entire team led by Adamson Bungei, the Nairobi Regional Commander. And we are looking really forward to interacting with them. So please join me in welcoming Daniel Seberling to the floor so that he can speak to us.
Thank you, Henry. Good morning to everybody. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, friend of Kara, distinguished ladies and gentlemen from the Kenyan Police Force, colleagues on the high table, all protocols observed. It's my great pleasure to be here today, and as the chairman of Kara has already said, we are supporting Kara for a couple of years in different projects. We, that is Hans Seidel Foundation, we are a German organization, and as you can see on our flyers, we're working for democracy, rule of law, development, human security, and good governance. And all of these topics are not thinkable without security, and security is not thinkable without a police force. And that's where we are coming in. That's why we're very happy that we could react to the suggestion of Kara to commemorate today the COP with the Police Day, and to see if it's possible to continue that program with the supporting Kara in an exchange program of community policing, or however you call them. But what we do in Hans Seidel Foundation, we usually don't pray about things we do not understand. And so let me use the opportunity to give you a very short feedback on where we stand with police and the connection between police and society in Germany at the moment. The German police force is without doubt a very effective and very efficient police force, very people-friendly, service-oriented, and firmly based in the rule of law and good governance. But that has not always been the case. Especially in the dark years of German history until 1945, the German police force was an instrument of oppression. It was used by the then government to oppress it. And when after 45, Germany reinvented itself as a democracy, the German police force also reinvented itself as a democratic police force. That took some time, but latest in the 1960s, 70s, all the necessary steps were taken into consideration to make clear that police is a part of the society and not standing outside of society. And that helped a lot to develop that. I grew up in a generation when we were taught in preschool, latest in secondary school, if you have ever a problem, something is wrong, you feel threatened, you feel insecure, you feel lost, go to a policeman, talk to a policeman, they will help you. And that trust that started from a very young age is something that is still defining the relation between the population, civil society, and the police force in Germany. And that is what we are very proud of, and that what the police is very actively working on it. Because similar to democracy, that is something that has to be taught, it has to be explained every new generation. Because most of the time, these tendencies tend to degrade, not to being improved. So you have to repeat it again and again. The trust has to be earned from both sides. And that is very where we are, and where we are very proud of that. And That's why we think there is something when Germany is talking about, or a representative of Germany is talking about community policing, we know what we are talking about. Now imagine my surprise with that background, where I'm coming from. When I went to work in Tanzania 15 years ago, and one afternoon I was sitting in my flat, I was looking out of the window, I don't know why, it was boring, I guess. I was looking out of the window, and there was a street scene, and there was some commotion, and somebody, a young guy, was running along the street through the people, and two policemen were chasing him. I said, oh, interesting, what's going on there? But then what happened really, I couldn't comprehend it at the beginning, because then it turned out that a couple of the people, of the vendors, of the people in the street, were helping to escape that person. They were opening a side door, they were showing me when to run away, and when the police people were coming, they were showing me in the wrong direction. And I thought, Jesus, what is wrong in a society when the first reaction of the community is not to help the police, but to help an alleged criminal who is running away? And from that on, we started working with the Tanzanian police force. We then had long discussions with then IGP Said Mwema about what can be done to change that. How can trust be created between the community and the police force? Because for us, it's clear not the police is standing outside of the community, but the criminal is standing outside of the community. But that needs to be explained, that needs to be taught, that needs to be brought to the people, because obviously a natural reaction is to seeing, well, whatever he did, he's one of us. And however rightly the police are chasing him, they are from the outside, and that has to change. That cannot work. A system cannot work on this basis, because on the other side, whenever there's something wrong, when you feel threatened, when something is breaking into your house, who do you call? The police, of course. But if you are not willing in a community to support that police force, which you will rely to as a last resort in security, the whole system will not work properly. And that's where the idea of Coffee with a Cop is coming in, and we really hope that by having discussions like this, by bringing police force and community together, and to see that there is a common ground that needs to be developed and that needs to be enhanced between police and community, then the democratic development cannot take place, because for everything which is good and expensive when we are coming to democracy support, it needs security. You have to be sure that your property is secure, that your investment is secure, that your rights are secure, that the rule of law is applying to everybody without looking who he or she is. And all that only works on the basis of a stable, community-oriented and trusted police force. Of course, there are bad examples. We have them in Germany as well. But if there's something happening, if there's some policemen or policewomen do not behave as they are supposed to be, these are individual problems. It's not systemic. It's not a problem of the police force as such. And in a big police force, as in Kenya, as in any country, there are a couple of people who are not behaving as they are supposed to be. It's the same in our organization. It's the same in any organization. That cannot be a reason to discredit the police force as such in general. And again, that needs to be explained, because it's very easy to draw a line between us and them in any group, in any organization. But in community and in a democratic state, that will not work. We're all together in our country. All together have to work together to develop our country. And again, I'm very glad that for Kara that they took the initiative. And I'm very glad that Kenyan Police Force showed up in so big numbers, because that shows you are interested in that topic. And I'm sure we will find a way to continue these kinds of exchange programs in the coming year as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Daniel, for those remarks. And I agree that for us to succeed on issue of safety and security, we must build the trust. The trust has to be there between the police and community, so that we can freely share information and freely support the fight against insecurity. Not just in our neighborhood, but in our country. We all have a responsibility to make sure that our country is safe and secure. So having heard from the two speakers, Chair Kara and Daniel from Hans Sidel Foundation, we'd now like to hear from our friends from the police, the National Police Service, who are very well represented here. And now we have with us Madam Judy Jebet Lamet, who is the Assistant Inspector General and Deputy Director of Operations at the National Police Service. So Madam Jebet will speak to us from NPS and just put us into context in terms of our collaboration with the police. Please clap for her as she comes.
Thank you very much. Good morning, colleagues. Good morning, community. Thank you very much. Indeed, I'm glad this morning I've been sent by the Deputy Inspector General, Kenya Police Service, Mr. Douglas Kirocho Kanja. He was to come, but he has said that I come and represent him. I'm happy to see all of you, and especially the Region Command. This shows how serious they take issues to do with community policing and police and public partnership. So maybe before I go straight to read the speech from the DIG, as you have heard, my name is Judy Lamet. I'm an Assistant Inspector General of Police, and I'm the Deputy Director Operations. But before then, I was the Director Community Policing, Gender and Child Protection, and Polycare. I have had an opportunity to interact with CARA, and they mean well for the police. And we really appreciate what they are doing by inculcating knowledge to us on how we should be dealing with members of the public. How do we know that the police are effective in any community? Can somebody answer me? Police efficiency is measured by what? Public confidence? Anybody else? By a show of hands? No, we don't want to be responsive, because what are we responding to? Yes, but it is said in the absence of crime. That is when we know that the police are efficient. And when we talk about community policing, or what do we mean? It means that the police must be there, they must be seen. That's why police officers have uniform. Lazima aonekane. And when it means you must be seen, you must be approachable. How many members of the public are free to just go and talk to a police officer? How many police officers are free to listen to a member of the public? I ask people, if a policeman, or if, let's say you're on duty, and a member of the public smiles at you, do you smile back? Anza kuuliza, kwani huyu anataka nini? If a member of the public smiles at you, do you smile back? And if you smile at a member of the public, does he or she smile back to you? Atashanga sana, what is happening? So we need to reach a state or a stage where we are able to feel free to smile to one another and to talk to one another. So we said presence, police presence must be seen, must be approachable, and they must have the tools of work. So that one comes to our side. We have sent people to work. Have we given them the tools? They may have the mouth to speak to them. Do they have a weapon if it is a weapon that is needed? Do they have a baton that if it's a baton that is needed? How are they presenting themselves? So it is a very simple thing. We have a very good police officer, like a case study in Nairobi. I am sure Mr. Bunge, you know about him. There's an officer in Huruma, the OCS, and some officer there, I think Abdikadri or somebody like that. They are doing a tremendous job. When we look at our statistics, operations, it is one area that had very high crime. Mathare is in Huruma, those are the areas. OCPD ako wapi? Anaitwaje huyo, sijui ni Muhindi au ni Mwarabu? Abdikadri. Even during elections, he really helped in terms of quelling. There's some fracas that was coming out. And when they saw him, they told him, Buddha, he goes to play chess with them. How are we interacting with members of the public? It takes two to tango. And we are the ones who are supposed to approach them. We are supposed to show them that we are open in communication with them. It isn't my day today to talk about community policing. It is a meeting that has been organized by CARA in conjunction with, I've seen very many other stakeholders. Let me take this opportunity to read the speech from the Deputy Inspector General, and then after that, you will allow me to leave. I appreciate all of you, and thank you for listening to the small things that I have said. So, speech by Mr. Douglas Kanja Kirocho, EBS, OGW, Deputy Inspector General, Kenya Police Service, during the Kenya Alliance of Resident Association Coffee with a Cop initiative meeting, which is today on Wednesday, the 4th of October, 2023 at YMCA Nairobi. The chairperson, CARA, Mr. R.S. Nyaga, other officials present, community leaders, invited guests, fellow police officers, members of the Fourth Estate, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I am glad to join this congregation today, knowing very well that this meeting resonates well with Article 244 of our Constitution that calls upon the National Police Service to foster and promote relationships with the broader society. Secondly, such a meeting gives us a testimony opportunity to speak about the mutual benefits resulting from such close working relationships, such as members of one society. Since its inception in Kenya in 2003, community policing concept has enabled the creation of close ties between police and members of the public. Close collaboration, partnerships between police officers and the community they serve helps to develop common workable solutions acceptable to both parties. You have had issues of solutions, eh? The outcome is called policing by consent. Am I too loud? Such partnerships gives members of the community a good forum upon which to voice their concerns on how best they should be policed. This is best achieved within a structured system. You will allow me to talk about that later, just briefly. With an elected leadership representing the interests of the stakeholders. This is the essence of community policing. The Kenya Alliance of Resident Association has taken the initiative to establish and run structured partnerships with the local police stations. This, in my view, is a classic example of successful implementation of community policing in our country. It is remarkable indeed. We welcome your initiative on enhancing neighborhood safety and security within the framework of security committees. In Kenya, Police Service, it has in place various mechanisms aimed at promoting partnerships and problem-solving techniques in tackling crime and lawlessness. A well-structured engagement with societies in fighting crime and insecurity contributes immensely to community stability and resilience. Every time communities and police have come together to proactively address security concerns, the end result has been sustainable peace and stability. Through this very noble project, Kara, I'm sure you've been introduced and told what Kara is. Kara has become an undisputed catalyst in operationalizing police community partnerships. Certainly, the efforts will go down in history as one of the best examples of people-centered policing in Kenya and the region at large. Ladies and gentlemen, the Coffee with a Cop initiative being launched today is a symbol of team concept in the realization of our collective security and safety goals. It creates a friendly atmosphere where police and community members come together in a relaxed environment and share ideas over a cup of coffee. In such fora, awareness creation and community sensitization on safety and security will be achieved at minimum cost. I want to assure our partners that we fully embrace the initiative so that jointly we can strengthen police-community partnership through regular, candid, and objective engagements. In achieving the above, the onus is upon communities and their leaders to do the police officers and the community. Advocate for accountable and responsible leadership that is appreciative of safety and security. Be proactive. It's not only reporting crime, but also in securing your areas of stay. Harden potential crime targets, for example. How do you do that? Installing CCTV cameras as one of the example, and nurture good morals and values in your families and the society. These are some of the essential basics you, the community leaders, should propagate for the success of this global partnership model. My officers who are present here, we appreciate and acknowledge the good work you are doing with the communities. I urge you to deepen partnerships with the communities you serve for better service delivery. Endeavor to create and maintain harmonious relationships with the community for purpose of mainstreaming our community policing ideals. Work with the community leaders, including the religious and elected ones. Let us embrace all those who mean good for humanity. As long as the association does not conflict or compromise your duties as police officers. In fullness of time, we are all Kenyans with no other country to call home. We have a clarion call to synergize our abilities so as to make our neighborhoods and communities safe and secure. Finally, I sincerely thank the leadership of Kara for steering the project implementation so well, and more so for the decisions to work closely with the National Police Service. My appreciation also goes to all the community leaders, other stakeholders, and partners for working in support of crime prevention initiatives. Let us keep this fire burning. Thank you, and may God bless you. It is signed by Douglas Kanja Kirocho, EBS, OGW, Deputy Inspector General, Kenya Police Service. So I just wanted to say, I don't know if Kara is aware that we have a community policing model, and I hope that you're members of the community policing committees within the police stations. As leaders, I'm just telling you now as a police officer, go around as OCPDs. I'm sure people don't know inaitwa SP sub-county SCPC. Si bado mnaitwa OCPD? Ama SPC sub... Kama inanisumbua mimi. Watu wanajua OCPD. Hakikisha muko na community policing committees within your police stations. That is where it starts. Because the police station is the center of policing in the country. Sisi tuko huku juu, nobody will see maybe the good work we are doing. But if somebody at the ground works well with the public, everything becomes well. So if you have a police station that doesn't have a community policing committee, make sure you follow up and make sure that they have. So thank you very much, and may God bless you.
The tips on how we can be able to strengthen engagement between the police and community. And it's quite good that we are here today with those two representations, the community and the police. And as Kara, we are ready and very eager to work with the local police stations and local police officers to establish local committees that has representation from the police and from the community, so that we can have an easy way of collaborating, of sharing information and working together for our neighborhood and ensure that we are promoting safety and security. We've had so many good things. I don't have to repeat all of them, but I really like the word people-centered policing because if it is not people-centered, then it means you could be doing things that are not responsive to the people. Asante sana, Madam Judy. I also like the idea of team concept that has been espoused here, and sharing information and volunteering, so that you don't really feel that you have to be pushed or to be given some incentive for you to even volunteer information. This can be done voluntarily, because at the end of the day, if information is acted upon, then it means that we are addressing our safety and security issues in our neighborhood and our country. So, ladies and gentlemen, you've had the firm commitment from the police to this particular agenda. You've heard that they want this to work. They want to work with communities. They want to be friends with communities, and they want to make sure that their planning and their execution is people-centered, and everything they do is going to benefit the people who they serve. And it is our responsibility now to also be proactive and reach out. I know a number of our members are already collaborating very well with their local police stations and officers. And these are best practices that needs to be shared out there. So as we interact, if we have any community leader here or resident associations who are already working very well with their station or at a point where they are working seamlessly, please feel free to share that information, because it can help somebody to also go and have a similar initiative. And that is the essence of our interaction today. So I don't want to take much time, because we've had very, very good remarks and very, very good points being raised by the Deputy IG and Madam Judy. So we'll synthesize that as we go along. But now allow me to get to the next speaker on the program. We are going to have a presentation of Coffee with a COP Community Security Program. And that is led by Lieutenant Colonel Retired Julius Githiri, who is also the Executive Director of IPSS. We have worked with Julius very well on a number of areas. And Julius has been actively driving the whole idea of Coffee with a COP. We started this conversation with him about 2 years ago. And we've been just trying to see how to make sure that it's properly anchored in this country, and people really take advantage of this kind of platforms to talk about security and safety in our neighborhood and our country. So without wasting much time, please, Bwana Githiri, take the floor and speak to us. Karibu sana.
Watu wote ni wazima. Let me take this opportunity to say a big thank you. Because the National Police Service has come out loud and clear that they want to take their position in crime prevention, in community-centered policing. I am so excited. National program. Today is the International Day, and Kenya is partnering with the rest of the world, the entire 50 plus states of America participate in community policing and Coffee with the Cop program. We have over 33 countries today who are celebrating the day. So actually our being here, over and above everything else, is being a part of that international, worldwide movement, and Kenya is making a statement. And it cannot have been done in a better way than hearing it from the National Police Service. So I'm extremely excited today. And the next thing is, of course, to the members of CARA, the apex body of Residents Association, because they have also demonstrated that they are committed to that process. Now, the other thing that I want to say is that community policing and Coffee with the Cop program cannot succeed with one person. Let's just remove that from our mind. It is a cooperation, it's a coordination, a collaboration for all the stakeholders, because each one of us is a stakeholder for a safe and secure country. Tumekubaliana hiyo? So we are basically partnering for safe and secure communities. If we must forget anything else, that's why we are here. In our neighborhoods, in the areas that we live in, because everybody here lives in a resident, kila mtu yuko mahali anaishi. And we just want to ask you that you become a part of that security and safety program within your respective areas. And I think the demonstration here today says it all. But why Coffee with the Cop? Why coffee? Kwa nini kahawa na karao? It's because we wanted a very relaxed atmosphere. We didn't want the Coffee and the Cop events are not supposed, it's only today we are sitting down. Otherwise we are supposed to be enjoying coffee. You can feel it is smelling somewhere. And engaging and just feeling nice without really very serious engagement. But for today, because it was the official launch, I can still see the press is taking statements. We are excited because that event has happened. But the commanders and everybody here, including mkubwa yangu ya Kilimani in our area, who I keep on visiting, you have demonstrated, and we are extremely excited to be here. Let me see whether I can play a small clip just before I do the presentation of just what the Americans said when they started the entire thing, just to set the stage so that you don't hear it from me. You might be wondering, why am I sounding as if I'm an authority of Coffee with the Cop? We just brought it home. We just had to write to them to come and be a part of this program. For me, for those who may not know me, I am Lieutenant Colonel retired Julius Ayub Githire. That means mimi nilikuwa kwa ile jeshi inaitwa jeshi ya nchi kavu. And we joined the military when Kenya used to end somewhere in Isiolo. Anywhere above that was NFD, North Frontier District. Na tulikuwa tunapiganaga na watu wanaitwa shifter. That is when some of us joined the military. But over the years, of course, we left the military, came in the corporate world, and did security programs as a part of corporate environment. I was a regional security advisor, covering some 14 countries in the region. And of course, after that, for those who may know me, I took over from mtu alikuwa anaitagwa Mutudho in Nakada. I was the chairman of Nakada until the other day when I handed it over, doing drugs and crime. So that's my small journey. And then I work very closely now with the YMCA, purely for youth empowerment. My commitment, my legacy, it is to empower the next generation. That's what I do best. I run the Institute of Professional Security Studies, and within the institute we run a lot of international programs, international certification programs for those security professionals who are preparing themselves to leave the military, to leave the other areas, I will not say where, and join us in the private sector. So you're all welcome, and if in case you have got anything, please feel free to engage as we discuss this. As you all know now, the private security industry has a regulator. We have a regulator. We have a chairman who has just been appointed from the police, former police officer, to be the chairman of the private security authority. And so the sector is shaping up as far as how security will be looked at and how the public-private partnership will be structured within the existing legal framework. So we are excited to be here. I hope you are excited as I am. Are you? Yes. Excellent. So let me very, very quickly
Coffee with a Cop. My name's Sergeant Chris Cognac. I'm a police sergeant in Hawthorne, California. I'm going to talk to you today about some of the challenges we face in communicating with our community. In 2011, the Hawthorne Police Department realized we needed to communicate better. We had been doing town hall meetings, question and answer sessions, and it just wasn't working. We were talking at people and to people, but what we weren't doing was listening and talking with people. So we needed to do something. Coffee with a Cop. My name's Sergeant Chris Cognac. I'm a police sergeant in Hawthorne, California. I'm going to talk to you today about some of the challenges we face in communicating with our community. In 2011, the Hawthorne Police Department realized we needed to communicate better. We had been doing town hall meetings, question and answer sessions, and it just wasn't working. We were talking at people and to people, but what we weren't doing was listening and talking with people. So we needed to do something differently. So we went down to McDonald's, sat down, and had some coffee, hoping people would come talk to us. Guess what? Nobody came and talked to us. So I grabbed a pot of coffee, went around and poured coffee to the people in the McDonald's. And we had some great communication. Guess what? Coffee with a Cop was born. Coffee with a Cop is great because it's an informal setting. It's not in the police station. It's not in a government building. It's a neutral space to promote good communication. It helps restore trust between police officers and citizens that, frankly, we really need nowadays. Coffee with a Cop removes the barriers. There's no radio call. There's no enforcement stop. There's nothing to get in the way of just talking and getting to know somebody. Coffee with a Cop is no agenda and no speeches, and that's so important. It removes the whole us versus them thing. It's about procedural justice. It gives citizens a voice, transparency. It's about branding. Believe it or not, as a police officer, you represent your brand. The badge you wear, the patch you have on your arm, that's your brand. One of the great things about Coffee with a Cop is it's humanizing. A a lot of times we don't really get to know the people in our community, the people that we serve, because we're on a radio call and we have to go to the next one. But Coffee with a Cop allows us to talk to the 90% of the people that we never really get to talk to. Coffee with a Cop is line-level cops building trust and solving problems. It's about organizational transformation. And that means you go to Coffee with a Cop and you talk to people and you remember why you started doing this job. You remember the people you work for and the people you serve. And you remember why you became a cop. Coffee with a Cop started in 2011 at one McDonald's. Now it's in 15 countries and 5 languages. It's the largest community policing program in the world. From Australia to Nigeria to Canada to Romania to the United States. It's making a difference in police and community relations around the world. So grab a cup of coffee and give Coffee with a Cop a try.
The initiative is based at the local area, the local police station, the local communities in a structured process. I can't wait when most of us will be part of the Coffee with the Cop. We'll be wearing this beautiful cap, and there is Kara right here, and there is the police fire service. Officially, it has not been approved. It's only a sample. So that's why it's the only one. You might be asking me why I'm not giving them out, because they have to be approved by somebody somewhere. Okay? But we are happy that the police service will be represented. We have the Residents Association as part of it. And of course, we shall all be wearing Coffee with a Cop program. Does that look nice? Doesn't it? Excellent. So let me quickly just take you that we are here to partner for safe and secure communities. As I said, it's an international day. Let me very quickly recognize everybody who is here. The YMCA, for who they are, 26 centers in Kenya with youth programs. We love them as our partners. The National Police Service. Tafadhali tuwapigie makofi, tafadhali. I am excited, I am happy just to make sure that Kenya is now on the map. We can officially and confidently tell the entire world. You could see they're only talking about Nigerians. Next time, next year, they will be saying, and now we are in Kenya. Isn't it? Asanteni sana. Thank you very much. Hans Siedel, thank you. Thank you for being there all the time. We love it. We can't do without you. Kingdom Bank is a bank, but we have a special relationship. They are interested to do special packages to help people within the private security industry. Sawa sawa. So people might be wondering why Kingdom Bank. But it's because they have an idea of what they want to do to support members of the private security industry. Okay? Kara, we can't do without Kara. The Apex body represented everywhere, the chairman and everybody else, we say a big thank you. Sawa sawa. Shiriki Coffee, we can't do without coffee. It's Coffee with a Cop. And we are happy that Shiriki are here today. Shiriki represents 73 cooperatives in Kenya. They market coffee, our own grown coffee. We are not importing, it is Kenyan grown. So whatever you'll be tasting today and whatever you'll be drinking, it's Kenyan made. The only organization representing 73 cooperatives. And of course, even exporting coffee. We couldn't have had a better partner than Shiriki. So, basically, very quickly, we now know what Coffee and the Cop, okay? It's just a program to ensure that we have better communities and better living, okay? And, of course, we can't do without the National Police Service. We can't do without Ngao. We can't do it without everybody else. And in the private sector, we cannot do without the security companies. The Securex of this world, the many other people that, of course, we work with. We have got over 2,000 plus security companies. In Kilimani peke yake, I think we have got over 12 headquarters of security companies. Securex, Hatari, Gaito, everybody is represented. So why can't we be able to fight crime? Okay? So that is basically the participation. And of course, we are coming together to deal with security, to deal with crime, to deal with public safety. And of course, now we know that we have issues of counterterrorism. Sindio? So I will very, very quickly, I don't want to make it academic. I know mimi ni mwalimu. My job is to teach security all the time. So please forgive me if I'm sounding like I'm trying to present, to do a lecture. Okay? So we are here to break the existing barriers of communication between the police, Ngao, and the citizens they serve. That's what Coffee with the Cop attempts to do. We want to build relationships, trust, collaboration, and cooperation. And of course, develop a structured way of basically fighting crime. I could not find a better philosophy other than Ubuntu. Ubuntu is African philosophy. It says, I am because you are. I cannot exist without you. And it is African. So we are not even borrowing. I am because you are. So anytime you do not respect somebody else, you do not feel and you value him, you are basically missing the point. Okay? Ubuntu, Mandela lived it. Desmond Tutu did it. It's a leadership philosophy. Okay? And of course, it is the one that is going to help us to have a duty of care program in organizations, in our schools, in our colleges, in our youth groups, and of course in our neighborhoods. How nice would it be, even when we have secure schools program, just to make sure that our sons and daughters are secure. Okay? So we can extend it that far, and that is how scalable the entire program is. This is just too much Kizungu. Don't worry about it. People have different ways of defining what security is all about. I don't want to deal with it. We can deal with it. But all said and done is that security sometimes goes beyond. And we know now these days we have espionage issues. We have IT is here with us. You will be hacked and many things will happen. So it is as broad as that. Now, these safe and secure communities, it is basically, and we have been told by the IG, it is a community-based program to promote greater safety and security. That's what it is. In our schools, in our churches, in our communities. Do we need all that partnerships? Yes, we do. Sindio? Thank you. So, hiyo ingine ni Kizungu. Na sitaki kuongea hiyo Kizungu, achana nayo hapo. Okay? So, we know our own existing problems. We know we have got certain challenges of what it is. And so security will continue to remain as long as, I tell people, as long as there is a human being, there is a security problem. Anytime you find a human being, hata ukimkuta kanisa, hata umkute kwa hospitali, hiyo ni security. As long as the human being. Okay? We have been told community-based, it will work. And we need to meet the emerging challenges of the 21st century, and especially the homegrown terrorist cells. We all know what is happening, and we know how immediate it is. Okay? So as we think crime, we need to think what counterterrorism is telling us. Okay? This is Kenya's vision. Kenya says very clearly that it wants to be a safe and secure destination. That is what the government has committed itself to. That is what the economy has committed itself. And we can't do it without security. Sindio? Kila mtu anataka kuja Kenya. We want to support tourism. We want to support manufacturing. We want to support everything else. And of course, we want to support what? A 24-hour economy. And that can only be done with your presence. So asanteni sana for being part of that important objective. Okay, this one, I will even stop talking about this. So, basically, what is the game changer? The game changer is that community organizations, residents associations, businesses, religious leaders have a unique opportunity to take advantage and develop the landscape using leadership. Sisi wote hapa ni viongozi. In our one way or another, you must jiuliza, as a leader, what am I doing? You are not a leader just because you have got a rank or a position. You are a leader because you demonstrate leadership, and a leadership with a vision. Okay? Sawa sawa. We need to be committed to crime prevention through cohesion and all the way to ward level. And the rest is mobilize, educate, engage citizens, youth, countering all available risk factors, and especially our youth. As I stayed in Nakada for the years I stayed, and we started dealing with crime and drug abuse, you can imagine how many things we learned and why the youth do what they do. Okay? It's basically that they need some form of leadership. So, there is a very simple concept when you want to do crime prevention. And we always ask, do you have a neighborhood watch? Is there a structure within the neighborhood? Is there, and within that neighborhood, is there a system of passing information, of engaging the local commander, the local OCS? How does that program work? Do you meet monthly? Do you meet quarterly? How is that engagement? Community, this neighborhood watch, now we have technology, and I think Madam has just talked about it. We have CCTVs everywhere. Are we utilizing them for prevention? It should not be reactive. It should be proactive. Okay? And we are happy that today in Kenya, we have all the technology we need. All the technology, mention it. It's available. Okay? I have my friend here, John McTuff, who has just come, although he's late. You can ask him. He's in South Africa every other day. He has dealt with security all the years. And ask him about any latest technology. Whether you are discussing drone surveillance, whether you are discussing cameras, whether you are discussing how to track a soldier who sleeps every day at 10 o'clock in the evening, the technology is already available with us. Okay? And those experts are already with us in this room. So as we engage and enjoy coffee, please take advantage of the knowledge that we have here. Okay? So, what are the benefits of having a neighborhood watch? You have reduced crime, you improve the quality of life, greater sense of security, responsibility and personal control, you build pride in your community, and of course, we want to support the 24-hour economy. We now have very soon, to have 5 cities, and I can't wait to see when those 5 cities will be having a 24-hour economy, supported by security. Okay? Because we know what it means. It's better for the economy. We will fight poverty and fight many other things. This is just crime trends in Kenya. It's nothing academic here, but you can see that security is just more than crime. So whether a person is moving from point A to point B, whether you're dealing with theft, carjacking, burglary, kidnapping, religious terrorism, bombing, IEDs, civil unrest, all these issues, you are basically addressing security issues. Is it broad? Yes, it's a very, very broad. But people have got a very narrow way of thinking what security is all about. But that is a discussion for another day. Drug trafficking, of course, now we know, and drug abuse, it's a big issue. Bribery, I don't want to get to it. Terrorist activities, suicide operations, IEDs, kidnapping, we all know what all this is all about. So, can you see, our job is cut out. If we have got almost 20 bullets plus to deal with. So, in our strategic community security program, basically that is what our forums should be addressing. Improved communication and collaboration between our respective organizations within our community. We are basically looking at the involvement of everybody. Hakuna mtu unaweza wacha nje. Umwambie wewe, you are not part of this program. Public awareness is going to be key. How much do the public understand and how much are the public feeling that they are engaged? Just like Madam was telling us. When a person looks at a police officer, what is he thinking of? Is it a friend or is it something else? Okay? Of course, in each area, the security situation in Kilimani is very different from Komarok. Personally, I grew up in Shaurumoyo and Bahati. The security situation in Bahati, Shaurumoyo is very different. And so the local OCPD and the group deals with different situations from our nice elite guys in Kilimani. The only thing they do is to make a lot of noise on Fridays. Okay? And of course, working together, we will be able to develop some crime prevention programs, working with all these stakeholders, working with the security companies, working with the professionals that we have, working with all the people who have a responsibility within their community. In conclusion, I think the statement is right clear that we are excited and convinced. I wrote it before, but now it has been rubber stamped by nothing else other than from the highest level of the police service in Kenya, that we are together in this. Sindio? So that the proposed Coffee and the COP partnership will not only develop safe and secure communities, but will go a long way to create employment, prevent crime, save lives, encourage the much needed concept of the 24-hour economy. Can you imagine if we could just achieve that by December, by next year when we are celebrating the next International Day? Will you help us to do this? Are we committed? I believe we shall be doing that during a prayer. I hope there will be a closing prayer. From the IG. We want to thank you for being part of the transformation. Wengine sisi tumemaliza miaka. File imeingia mahali nasikia inaitwa non-effective section. Okay? Huko ndiko file yangu imepelekwa. So ile kitu nimebakisha peke yake is to bring the next generation. Because even me, I was brought up by somebody. When I joined the military as a very, very young man, from Shaurimoyo, Jericho, Bahati, I went to the military and I was groomed, mentored by people who saw me and believed in me. And as a young lieutenant under General Mahmoud Mohammed, I saw myself as a battalion commander sitting in the same chair that he sat, and I was in charge of the battalion. And I was a battalion commander in 1992. Okay? And even after that, we still found ourselves in former Yugoslavia. So our friends who will be going to Haiti, makofi kwenyu, pigiani makofi polisi. Watu wako na story ati sijui polisi wakienda Haiti watakufa, sijui nini. We went to Yugoslavia for many years. We had the police service with us. We were a part of the international movement, and we still got recognition and everything else. Did we lose one or two? Yes, that's a part of our service. Okay? Will we do the remembrance? Yes, we are. But are we proud to be a part of that movement? Yes, we are. Sindio, mimi nilianza mshahara na 1,500. 1,500. Kenya shilling. And I could not finish in 30 days. So we have seen the journey. We have seen the transformation. And we are extremely, extremely excited to be a part of that transformation. Please, let's make a commitment to be a part of this transformation. And just remember, if nothing else, the Ubuntu philosophy. I am because you are. My existence without you makes no sense. So let's share a cup of coffee. Let's share nyama choma. Let's share whatever we are. And once again, thank you. God bless you all. Thank you for your participation. Thank you for whoever who came. Thank you for KSIA. Thank you for all the partners. Thank you, Kara, for being there. God bless you. Asanteni sana.
Thank you very much, Bwana Julius, for that very insightful presentation. I'm sure for those of us who came here wondering what this business of Coffee the Cop is all about, now you are at a better place. See, now we all understand what it is. Sasa tunaelewa what exactly the genesis pale tuko sahi, what the future plans are, and why it is important that we get ourselves involved in these conversations. Because we all want a safe and secure neighborhood. We all want a safe and secure country. And it is the responsibility of each and every one of us. Si polisi peke yake, everybody has a responsibility to play a role in promoting safety and security in your house, in your estate, in your neighborhood, in your country, wherever you are. You have that responsibility to play a role in making sure that we are safe and secure. So we are coming towards the end of our program. I know we've listened to many people, and maybe we are now getting tired. But I'm just going to have one brief remark. I don't know if there's somebody from Kingdom Bank. Anybody from Kingdom Bank? Okay, please. Just take maybe 2 minutes or so to make just a few remarks so that we can get to the next phase of this interaction. So, karibu sana. You can introduce yourself as you make your remarks. Karibu.
Thank you. Okay, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Moses Kinyanjui. I'm an employee of Kingdom Bank. We are based in head office. Times people ask why Kingdom, eh? Yeah, Kingdom Bank is actually one of the youngest banks in the country today. We are a subsidiary of Coop Bank. Coop Bank owns 90% stake in Kingdom, but we are licensed by CBK to offer services that are offered by commercial banks. We are delighted today for this, to be with you in celebrating this International Coffee with a Coop. We also like partnering with various partnerships. And we have tailor-made some products for our customers that can also suit you. I'm going to take a very short, mine is a very short presentation, so it is not going to take so much of your time, because I know, you all know, we are talking about safety, and you're also talking about security, and it is important for us. We as a bank, we also cherish that kind of conversation, because what you also do is to make sure that your money is safe, is it? So when you talk about safety, apart from that physical safety, we also talk about financial security and ensuring that you're also financially safe. I was supposed to address some issues, I was supposed to talk about some products, but I'm going to be very brief in whatever that we present, in whatever that I'm going to present and what we do. We are a commercial bank, and we've got all those products that are there with majority of commercial banks. It's only that for us, we bank so much on relationship management, yeah? And maybe if I can just talk briefly about the bank. Before Kingdom, we used to be Jamii Bora Bank. Then we were acquired by Coop. We have built a core SME. Ours is to ensure that we bank on the SME, and we built a core, what we can call, we have tried to venture into SME business by ensuring that we bank those people who are between, I can say, we talk about those small and medium enterprise, and we offer solutions to them. We've got current accounts, we've got savings account for those people who want to do investments. We also have the loans, the commercial loans. We also give money to those guys who are salaried. One of the core things that we do, the packages that we do, they fall under investment. We do personal development, we do welfare groups, and we also we provide working capital solutions for our customer. When you talk about investment and placement, I think you've seen us in social media on some advertisement we are doing for Songa Mbele na Kingdom. We give good returns for your investment in terms of a fixed deposit, where we can take as much as 50,000, and those are the rates, yeah. And these rates are not fixed to the stone. They are rates that we can still negotiate, and we can give you rates that we can negotiate and give you rates that are good for your investment. So from 50 to a maximum of 5 million, those are the rates. A maximum of 12% for a period of 12 months. And then the ranges are like that. For other personal development, we've got unsecured loans for landlords. And what you've done, for those people who want to invest either in real estate, we've got what we call equity release, where you've got a title, we develop, we give you up to 100%. We can help you to become an asset owner or to become a landlord. And for landlords, we do it in 2 ways. There are those guys who have titles, so we charge, and we give money for construction. And there are those people who come from places where there are no titles. Yeah, they either have certificates or allotment letters. We do give money against those allotment letters and share certificates. As long as, one, you have an existing income, and preferably you've got some rental income that you're receiving, okay? We can also give you money for renovations, expansions of your houses, and also upgrading your house. For asset finance, we buy motor vehicles, and what we've done, we have classified these motor vehicles. For motor vehicles that are 0 mileage, we finance up to 90%. For those who are second hands, from the year 2016, we finance up from the year 2016, that is 8 years, we give up to 80%. For PSV, or for those who are in taxi, we give up to 70%. For any other motor vehicle that is in good shape, yeah, we finance any other motor vehicle that is older than 8 years, we finance up to 50%. So probably you can go there, you get a lorry, it is old, and you're a business person, you're in transport, and probably some of the bank are rejecting to finance you because they are saying that lorry is old. We can finance you up to 50% depending on how it is, depending on the condition. For Chekhov, I think we've got the best interest, the best competitive interest rates in the market, up to 13%, and we can loan you up to 8 million. Repayment period is around 96 months, okay? And we also do buy-offs. So if you've got a facility somewhere and you think we can have a discussion, you want us to buy it off, as long as it meets the criteria that we normally have actually has to meet, then we can have a discussion and buy off that facility. For salary loans, we give up to 5 times your net. But now, the difference between Chekhov loans, the salary does not have to pass in our account. So even if your salary is passing on in another financial institution, we can still give you a Chekhov facility. But not for salary loans. Those are loans where the salary has to go through our account. And we are going to give you up to 5 times of your net pay. Okay? The repayment period is up to 12 months. And then, of course, there is also, you must have processed salary, or that salary must have passed through our account for at least 1 month. Then you also got salary advances. Salary advances is where you need an advance against your salary. We give you up to 50%. So if your net, let's say, is 20,000, you can give you up to 10K, then you pay within a month, okay? Then that salary advance, you can access it even through your mobile phone. The rest are welfares. I'm very sure most of you are in welfare. You've formed groups, investment groups. They are very important. You'll be buying lands. We buy lands for investment group where guys come together. They form investment group. We buy assets for them. And those assets could either motor vehicle or they could be land. So for investment group, we finance up to 100%. So if you have an investment group where you've joined like 4, 10 guys and you've been doing some savings, we can give you up to 5 times of your savings. This means that we can assist you to buy some asset. We also got unsecured loans up to 5 million for business people. We also give overdrafts. Overdrafts we give up to 3 million overdrafts are normally short-time financial accommodations that are payable within 90 days. This is basically for guys who are in business. Then you can access our services through mobile, through phones, through Visa card. You can also get our services through PesaLink. And being a child or being a part of the wider group, the Kingdom, the cooperative group, you can be able to access our services through CoopBank Wajilani. I want to briefly speak about these other products that you see here, the invoice discounting, or what we call trade finance product. They could be having guys who are doing some side hustles. Yeah, they normally do supplies, they are entrepreneurs. We support them by giving them those financial solutions. You got an LPO, you can come to Kingdom Bank and we finance up to 70% of the LPO. And one of the beauty thing about our LPO, we give you a moratorium of both interest and principal, so up to 90 days. Yeah. We also do what we call invoice discounting. You've supplied, you haven't been paid, but you've invoiced. Yeah. For those guys who do tendering, they know what I mean. You've supplied, but you haven't been paid, but you've invoiced. So you can come with that invoice, and we can give you up to 80% of the invoice. And we give you a moratorium of both interest and principal to be paid. We pick it after you've been paid. Then the rest are guarantees. There are guys who do tendering, they need bid bonds. We also give bid bonds. Actually, one beauty thing about our bank, we give bid bonds even to non-customers. So you don't have to be a Kingdom customer for you to get bid bonds from us. And of course, our bid bonds the rates are there. We are among the cheapest. With 0.5% per instrument, you'll be able to give, that's a minimum of 2,000, you'll be able to get a bid bonds. We got now our accounts, yeah, the one that we have for the bank. In most cases, there are three. The savings account, we got a transactional account and our current account. Transactional account have no fees. We can open with a minimum balance of as 200 shillings. You get an ATM. Yeah, you can put your mobile banking and you can be able to access loan facility flow fast. So for savings account, it will allow you to do savings. You open with around 500 shillings and then you can save on a monthly basis. It restricts withdrawals, probably one after 90 days, but it will earn some interest. We also have the junior accounts for our total. Yeah, you can open an account for them and save with our bank. We've got a team here that have come with us. They are there as you walk out. In case of any inquiries, you can ask them. But for your investment, this is where you should be. So talk to those teams. We are going to share our number so that in case of any inquiry, you can call us and then we can have a discussion. So for any inquiry, probably if you need to, whatever I have presented, if it's not clear to you, you can just pick my number, 0780. My cell phone number is 0780 980 986506. 0780 986506. You can contact me in case you need any clarification. We also have our team there. You can talk to them and we can have the conversation. Thank you so much and may God bless you.
Asante Sanda, thank you so much for that presentation. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have listened to all our speakers. I know that some of the leadership of the police who are here have left, but I know there's still many of them who are here. Because I wanted to just take a few minutes if there is any question or any comment or encouragement that you wish to make before now we go out to the garden to have our interaction based on what we've covered so far. So if there's somebody who has a question or something that they want to comment or add, you can do that right now. Is anybody like that? Any question or any comment? Okay, Reverend.
Hello, how are you? I'm very grateful today that we filled up this room. Last year, we were just a handful police from Kileleshwa, Kilimani, Central, hatukuja. But today I'm very happy that tumeja. Na This being an International Day, our cry is community outreach. How are we planning to reach out? Usually on International Day, police come armed. Carry your arm, sit next to a civilian so that that fear can disappear. Because when you have left behind your gun, sasa mimi siogopi tena, tumetoshana. But we wanted to demystify this issue of police. Ukiona polisi unaanza kutetemeka. Kwa nini? Kwa sababu hatujazoea kuonana, hatujazoea kukaa pamoja, hatujazoea kula pamoja. Tungependa in our police stations, in our communities to sit na wale watu tunaofanyia kazi. Hata ukiwa na bunduki ni sawa. Ili mtoto, mama, mzee kama mimi, I was telling Bwana Bungei pale nje, I want to sit next to you. Na madam, I want to sit next to you. Nataka kufeel. Si ndio? So, jambo la maana ni kwamba tuendelee kushikana mikono kama viongozi katika jamii na kama polisi. Nyinyi ni watu wa muhimu. Ukitoa nguo, mtu hawezi kujua wewe ni polisi. Ukitoa hiyo uniform, si ndio? Tunachanganyikana kwa matatu na kaa pamoja. Lakini ukivaa uniform, kuna wale wanasema kwa sababu ya uniform. Hata gari tu kwa barabara. Mtu anapoona gari anaanza sijui watasema nini, sijui watafanya nini. But we want now to use these forums to remove that fear and to build that unity, because we say on a day like this, we minimize presentations. It's very informal. As you sip your cup of tea, one sip, one relationship. One sip, one relationship. Sindio? Shika police. Usiende kukaa, next time tutachanganyikana, sindio? We shall sit next to you a civilian, next to you a policeman, so that hiyo uoga iishe. Ili tuweze kuwa na uhusiano wa kweli, kuweza kufanya kazi pamoja. I just wanted to say those few remarks, Henry. Maybe somebody else can have something more to add.
Thank you very much, Reverend. Do you have any input, any question, any representation? Yes, there's a mic there. Introduce yourself and
okay.
Proceed.
Good morning, officers. Good morning, everyone. My name's Anthony Bwana, or Mr. Drugless, as you see behind, yes? I just came to say that our police officers on the grassroots level, where I reside in Komarok, in Embakasi Central, we have been playing football together. Can you clap for yourself? We have been riding bikes together, because that one brings synergy and it brings people together in the community for a common cause, because that is love. Another thing is issue of drugs and self-abuse. It is really rampant in our country. And our police officers, they have tried so hard that they can manage. Others, they misinterpret them. But I know as the community which are here, all of us, we have that responsibility. I'm speaking out to you because I know you are capable to save our generation. Is that true? Hello? Because our generation is going because of issue of drugs. So kindly, I encourage the police with Kara there and everyone that let us join together to fight the issue of drugs in our community, because it is really rampant. The youngest addict is 6 years old. 6 years old. Hello? Can you think about that? 6 years old, youngest addict that we are having is 6 years old. Let us continue helping one another and building synergy together. So God bless you. I just wanted to say that.
Asante sana. Thank you very much for those words of encouragement. I can see there is not so many hands. I'm assuming that we are okay. There's a mic. Omiti, just pass this. Just speak from there.
Okay, thank you very much, Kara Director, Mr. Ochieng, and our good Raj group of the police force, or rather the police service. My name is Ajenga from Ruto Satellite, where a police station is just very much near me. One observation which I've already seen in the other forums where we have interacted with other groups, when the question time comes, there are very many hearts which go up. Today is very different. Why? Already the very old kind of atmosphere, when we see the uniform, people kind of go cold. There is that kind of attention. I don't know why it should be existing among the leaders whom we are having here. Now, if it is happening that the residential associations, nyinyi viongozi, bado mko na hiyo kind of cold blood is going down. Kwa sababu tumeona nini? Wezetu hapa ambao ni madugu zetu, madada zetu. What will happen at the village? Yet this is the village, this is the message which we are being sent by Madam Judith said. Ukiona askari, if he or she smiles at you, now what is your reaction? And this is the very same thing which is happening now here, right here. That is why you're, Mr. Ochieng, you're not finding arms going up to ask questions. Jana nilisikiliza kipindi moja ambayo ilikuwa kwenye radio moja. Na vile watu ambao wako uko, kwa sababu walikuwa wanapiga simu kutoka mbalimbali, Nyeri, Murang'a, Nakuru, vile walikuwa wanaongea kuhusu especially askari wa traffic. Very negative. This is a situation which I was asking myself in my house. Tutabadilisha namna gani? Watu wanaongea ati askari ni corrupt. Lakini kusema ukweli, mtangazaji aliuliza swali moja. Nani anatoa pesa kupeana? Ni askari ambaye anakutoa kwa mfuko ama ni wewe unatoa? Kwa hivyo nani corrupt? Nini kati ya nyinyi wawili? Lakini hiyo ni safari ndefu ambayo tunastahili kuanzia sisi ambao tuko hapa tubadilishe. Tukiwaona msalimie, hata kama labda atafikiria vile madam alisema, huyu kuna jambo ambayo anataka wewe msalimie, hata kama ni kumpungia mkono.
Sawa.
Kuna hoteli moja ambayo mimi huenda na tunakaa na wao na tunakula pamoja. Asante.
Thank you very much for those remarks. Let's have the last one. I can see a hand behind. Please make it brief, ndio sasa tuende to the next session. There's at the back, there and there, please. Very briefly, please. Hakuna statement mingi.
Good morning. My name is Tabu Charles, resident of Landimawe Estate. Mine, first of all, I could just congratulate our men of cloth for their good duty they are doing. But there are some issues that I need to address about IG office. IG office does not receive or acknowledge the complaint raised by residents. They don't want to receive letters. That is the matter that I need to address, so that probably it can be a conversation. Because there must be a conversation or a communication from a common mwananchi to the office of the government to avoid maandamano and a protest. If you get that information, then you can do the investigation. But we have come to realize that wherever we forward our complaints to IG's office, Jogo House, they don't want to stamp the letters. That is one. Two, there's a problem between within the estates, whereby you find that the conflict between the chairman of the estate and the OCS or OCPD of a particular area, especially the railway estates. The railway estate has so many land and houses, whereby we have realized that there are some officers who have the interest of these houses. So they frustrate, you find the conflict between the chairman who protects the residents vis-a-vis the OCPD and OCS, mostly OCS. You will find that the estates with the garages inside them, the beneficiaries, we find that as we raise complaint about these issues as residents, the people should protect us are police officers. But instead now they are frustrating us on the ground. So we request an estate whereby a chairman of the estate and the police officers are not working in cooperation. Under the community policing, there is a problem. And this problem normally comes from the police station. So we request this matter should be observed. Again, we'd like to know, we want to know, the police recruitment should be all inclusive. The biasness aspect of corruption in it also affect the community. Because in a community whereby others get the opportunity, others don't get, whereby the grandfather was a police, the father was a police, the sister is a police, the child is a police, the grandson is a police, surely. Where are the rest of Kenyans? We need something, because we have been monitoring these things and evaluating all these reports. We are right in the grassroots. We want something to be done. And secondly, right now, there is an issue of police to Haiti. Public participation has not taken place. We don't want this matter to be taken barbaric, because even the life of a Kenyan citizen is more important to us. We cannot take police like that. We have to defend our police and see, as they go there, what are their modalities, their safety, their protection of their family back home, and also the protection of the nation pertaining to this matter of Haiti. What is the solution? And what are our benefits too? Bwana CEO.
Thank you, Tabu. No, some of the issues you are raising are out of scope of this meeting, because the officers, they can't address those issues.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I think let's stay within the scope and talk. And some of these things is the reason why we are having interaction session there. Please identify your OCPD, your OCS, and people. Let's interact and come up with solutions.
Yeah, we have been interacting.
Yeah,
and
that's the whole idea.
Sometimes you can give them information to a dead ear. So you better put it on the public forum so that it can be a discussion. Thank you then.
Thank you very much. Let's have the last comment there, please, so that we can close. The last comment.
Hello.
Yeah, proceed, please. Briefly.
Thank you. My name is Christopher Olwal from Bridge Connect Consultancy. Bridge Connect Consultancy is not new. You must have heard about the petition we had about ban TikTok in Kenya. We are the team behind that. But today I'm very impressed with the discussion we are having here. I think, colleagues, one of the things we need to do is to focus on how we can bring this community policing to peri-urban areas. I think there's a lot of focus in estates and very little in peri-urban areas. I'm talking of areas like Utawala, you know, the upcoming areas like Ruai and the likes. It's little known there. But for that to happen, we must ensure that our community policing units, there's equal representation, there's diversity, and there's ownership. I think what my colleague is talking about here is because the three things are missing. At the community level, there is confusion between the community unit, community policing unit, and the Nyumba Kumi initiative. There is no difference. People do not know when are you talking as a community police unit, or when are you talking as a Nyumba Kumi initiative. These things needs to be done. The discussion here is good, but I think we need to go down and unpack this in terms of programs so that community members can buy in this community unit, policing unit. Thank you.
Come to a close, because she is a lady, the last chance, please. Where is the microphone? and make it brief so that we can now close that session.
Thank you. I'm Madeka. I'm a secretary for Buruburu residents, the entire Buruburu. From all the questions that has been raised, I will request the entire national police, wherever the ward you are situated, whether Starehe or Karasarani, I'll request if you can return the patrol duty. That way, it will reduce all the complaints that residents are having. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Asante sana for those comments and those reactions. I know the official representative for the police in this meeting already left, but I don't know if there's anybody who wants to make a comment or respond to anything of the things that have been raised from our police officers. Anyone? I know there are issues of protocol and all that. Okay, I can see a hand there.
Well, habari zenu. Wenzetu from the civilian ndio wameongea wengi, hakuna uniform imeonekana moja. Wacha niongee tuone, because we want to be partners. Polisi ya sahi sio ile polisi ya zamani. Ile sura tulikuwa nayo zamani sio ya sahi. Zamani ungeuliza askari swali, but now you can ask. Kweli wrong? So things must change. We also, as much as we want ask the police to change, we also want you members of the public to change. We want to be in a situation where police wamekuja kukamata pombe kwa kijiji. We want to see members of the public assisting the police to arrest those people, not assisting the culprits kuruza mawe kwa polisi tena. So it is in a two-way. As much as the police we are changing, you also must do what? You must change, so that tuende kwa level moja. Ile training tulikuwa nayo zamani sio yenye iko sahi. Sahi ni tofauti. We have taught so many things about human rights and so many other things. So as we want to partner, make sure you as the member of the public, where you stay, at least kuwa na namba moja ya either OCS ama any other police officer where you stay. It will assist so many people. Inaweza kuwa kwa jirani yako kunafahamiwa, wewe ndio umesikia, utapiga hiyo simu, mwenzako afanye nini? Asaidiwe. One of us has talked about recruitment. Things really changed. And the problem hiyo ya mwenye anasema, it is with you people, members of the public. Recruitment ikifika, unakuta wewe unakimbia kwa hospitali kutafuta hospitali. Kwa sababu ati mnajuana aende kukusaidia mtoto yako. Why can't you wait mtoto aende kwa uwanja apambane na wengine? Why do you want to look for favors? It is just because Kenyans will like shortcuts. We don't want things to go straight. Squeeze recruiting iko na members, even raia wako katika hiyo committee ya recruitment. Kweli wrong? And they assist each other in those centers. Samani watu walikuwa wanatoka Kiganjo wanaenda kuandika. Lakini these days watu wanaandikia wapi? Pale pale. And the problem ya corruption mnasema in the police, it is you who started it. You are a parent, you are a father. Unatafuta kuusha kashamba, uende kutafuta mtoto wako afanye nini? Andikwe. Kweli? Now, wakati hiyo kijana yako umetafuta 300 umepeana, ameandikwa. Lesson ya kwanza ya corruption nani amemfundisha? Ni nani amemfundisha? Mzazi. So yeye akienda pale, kitu ya kwanza anataka atafute pesa arudishie msa. Tunaelewana? Shamba ya baba ifanye nini? Irudi. Can we stop that? Mukienda kwa recruiting center, everybody aseme no, we don't want to pay anything. Kila sub county inapewa nafasi zake. Hizo nafasi zitarudishwa kwamba hakuna mtu alitoa pesa. Sitarudishwa. Si watu wataandikwa. So problem ni yetu. I don't want to talk much. Thank you so much.
Sir, you didn't introduce yourself. Introduce yourself.
David Apima, in charge operations central, acting OSPD. Right now, mkubwa yangu hayuko, I'm the acting OSPD. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Nataka kuongezea kidogo. Proceed.
Huyu mzee tuliandikwa naye. Iko sawa. Nimesikia huyo mzee mwenye ameongea juu ya recruitment. Akasema ni ya families. Not really. Me, I've worked in the force for 35 years. None of my child, none of them anataka kazi ya police. Inategemea. Kama mi babangu alikuwa polisi na nikaadimaya na akapata hiyo nafasi ya kuniweka, ataniweka. Wezi lisha watoto wa nje na wako wanasikia njaa. Hata wewe ukipata nafasi. Hata wewe ukipata nafasi, and it is not in police only. Ni kwa institution zote. Ukienda foreign affairs, unasikia huyu ni mtoto wa so and so, huyu ni mtoto wa so and so. Wewe utawacha mtoto wako amesoma degree pia na uko na hiyo nafasi. It's not about family. It's about capability. Na si family yote watataka hiyo kazi yako, maybe ya foreign affairs ama police. So, usisema ati kazi ya police ni ya family. Hapa we are different. Hapa iko Mjaluo, iko Mnandi, iko Msomali, iko kila aina. It's not for a family. Ni ya Kenya. Number 2, you've talked about housing in, I think it is my jurisdiction, Makongeni. Hao polisi wanalinda nyinyi, mnataka waishi wapi? Na waezi kutoka mbali huko, waende waishi Dandora na wako kwa estate ya Makongeni. Kwanza Makongeni kulikuwa na complaint sana ya kunyang'anywa simu, kunyang'anywa bagi ya wamama na imeisha, na kwa sababu askari waliishi hapo ndani. So hakuna kunyang'anyana nyumba. Mimi nilikuwa Railways 1988 na tulikuwa tunaishi VI. Na hiyo nyumba bado ina maintainiwa na police. So hawezi kutufukuza saa hii ati raia na polisi wanang'ang'anyia nyumba. There is a block which is reserved for the police. Na hakuna mwenye anatoa mwingine kwa nyumba. And furthermore, they are paying. Wanalipa pensioners wa railway. Hiyo manyumba inalipwa. They are not staying free. So wanalinda nyinyi. Na hiyo ndio kitu tunasema, polisi akae karibu na wewe. Ndio tufanye ile kitu inaitwa community policing. Wewe unataka polisi aende aishi Dandora na anakuhudumia. Tutapatana namna gani? Tupendane. Mapolisi ni mabibi zenyu, ni madada zenyu, ni watoto wenyu. Kwa hivyo leta yeye karibu. Sawa sawa?
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Asante. Please introduce yourself. Ndio amesema OSPD.
Oh, my name's Judith Nyongesa, mwenye ameongea juu ya Makongeni, mimi ni OSPD Makadara. Hiyo Makongeni ni ndani yangu kabisa.
OSPD Makadara. Thank you. One more so that we can close.
Okay. Good morning. My name is Sir Francis Kamau, OSPD Buruburu. Maybe just is a general one in respect to how we are going to stay together. And this one cuts across to the entire, almost to the side of the police and also members of the public. It's just a matter of change of attitude. To change attitude yetu. For one, in this country, what is there? Tumekuwa suspect ya ule mtu mwingine. Kila mtu anashuku. Raia wanashuku polisi, polisi wanashuku raia. These things has to change. Like for instance, ukiona mimi nimeitwa na ndugu yangu na mtu tu bora amevaa suti, muenda kuongea huko, hata pengine ni ndugu yangu ama dada yangu, nikirudi unaniuliza na huyo mtu alikuwa anakuambia nini? Ametoa nini? Those kind of suspicion must stop. Number 2, let us change the way we stay. Kwa sababu gani? I remember there was a time tulikuwa na mheshimiwa the late Dr. Magoha ambaye alikuwa anasimamia education. When we were going around supervising examination, alikuwa ananiambia during those time mwalimu alikuwa anachukua alikuwa anaenda examination center, anachukua mitihani, analete, watoto wanafanya mitihani yote, anachukua mwalimu mmoja, anarudisha back examination center, inamakiwa na inarudi, and there was no stealing. Nowadays, mtihani inasimamiwa na askari, invigilator, supervisor, sijui chairman, sijui nani, na bado mtihani inaibiwa. Sasa na baka mtoto anafika point ya kuambia baba ama mama, unaonaje tutafanya nini ndio tupite hii mtihani? Sasa baka ndio narudi kwa hii ndugu yangu anasema unauza shamba, unauza ng'ombe ndio kusudi mtoto apite mtihani. Kitambo hata mtihani itoke ifike kwa examination center ama pale inafanywa kwa shule, tayari imeibiwa kwa huko. Simuelewa hili nimesema? Kwa hivyo let us change. Kwa hivyo vile mwingine amesema hapa, mimi askari ni ndugu yako, ni dada yako, ni mtu kama wewe. Hii mambo ya lawama hapana. Kwa hivyo tuishi kama mandugu, tutapendana. We are very ready to work with the members of public as one family, and that is the way to go. Let us change our attitude. Hata hii mambo ya kupanga vitu kwa barabara, unatoka hapa unapata wamepanga barabara. Gari ndio inapita kwa barabara. Lakini siku hizi barabara imekuwa soko. Ukienda kuguza ukiwa askari, wanaanza kupiga wewe. Sasa hii mambo ni gani jameni? Otherwise, tukae pamoja vile tumekuwa advised hapa, we work as a team, we share, we interact, then that's the way to succeed. Asanteni sana.
Thank you very much for that. I want us to start when I can see an officer raising up his hand. So just make it 1 minute, please, so that we can go to the next session.
Habari zenu. Habari ya saizi. My name is Moses Gikonyo. I'm the SIP Commander Makandara. Yangu ninataka tu kuuliza wananchi. Vile saizi tunakuwa tukichunga mabanks na all infrastructures. Ni wangapi wanaendaga pale? Umetoa milioni 1. Unaenda unasalimia askari yule anakuchunga pale. Hakuna. Yep. 1 in 100. Ni moja tu. Ya pili, sijaiona wakati maybe kumefika wakati ya sherehe. Hii wakati ingine mwaka mzima ni kupeleka yani problem kwa police station. Kwa nini hiyo siku moja hamwezi kwenda kuambia askari asanti, maybe December, asanti?
Thank you very much. Everybody wants to be appreciated. Everybody needs incentive. So that's a challenge to us. Don't just go there when you have problems. You can also go there just to appreciate. Useme officer, asante, mnafanya kazi mzuri, chukua zawadi kidogo. And that is not a bribe. That is just appreciating somebody. Sindio? I don't know what to do because I don't want to lock the officers particularly because I can see your hand was up. You okay? Okay, for 1 minute, please.
Still good morning. All of us, we are members of this Republic of Kenya, isn't it? My name is Isaac Zomo, Epic Commander Kasarani. I always ask my questions, who brought these differences between members of the public and the police? Who commits crime? Is it the police or the members of the public? Nani huwa anafanya makosa? Sisi wote. Polisi wanakoseanga wapi ndio na sisi turekebishe kabla tuende kwenu kwa raia. Makosa yetu ya kama police ni gani? You know, when we understand our problem, we will be able to find a solution. When you understand your problem, you'll be also able to find a solution. Because we don't understand what's the difference ilo makosa ambayo imefanyika between a member of public and our police. That when you see a police, you see your enemy. When a crime has been committed, you want a solution from the same police. And when we are in civilian, all of us, we are civilian. When you are in uniform, we become enemies. What is that theory? You know, we need to understand so that we come up with a solution in that we understand those who commit crime are within the members of the public. You identify them, you bring them to the police. Immediately, tukianza kwenda court processes, unarudi tena kwa polisi unamwambia, unajua huyu mtu alikuwa anataka, tulikuwa naomba. Wewe mwenyewe you brought a suspect, unataka kumtoa tena from the police, arudishwe. And the police becomes your enemy because the criminal mwenye amecommit crime hajaachiliwa. What do you want us to do with as a police officers? Unataka makosa ikifanyika tuachanie nyinyi na hiyo mtu mupeleke mahali mnataka. That's what you want. Because we always have those questions. Everybody is a friend to police officer when the problem emanates. And everybody is an enemy to police when the police is doing their job. Then what the police supposed to do? Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Asante, for that. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want us to go to our interactive session. And I wanted to do something, because for us to interact, for us to interact, maybe you have to know the person you want to go to directly. This is the person I want to talk to, maybe based on where you come from. So I've heard about OCPD Central, nimesikia OCPD Buruburu, nimesikia OCPD Makadara. Are there any other OCPDs? Or rather, can we have the police just introduce themselves, their name and station, so that when you go out, you can know who you are looking for? Is that a good idea? Yeah, so that we just need your name and your station and position where you are. Together, as we interact, people can now know, I want to go and talk to maybe OCPD Buruburu, for instance, and they go interact directly. I think we can do that very quickly so that we can finish this session as we take your comment, because you had your hand up.
Thank you very much. My name is Peter Kilemi. I'll introduce myself as direct and requested, and make only one comment. I believe our main aim of this meeting is to improve our neighborhoodness so that we can have, they can be socially acceptable. But hata sisi Nairobi here tujuani, you don't know your next door neighbor. It is important that we start by that. Anyway, that said, my name is Peter Kilema, as I've said. I am the officer in charge of criminal intelligence within the Nairobi region. We will talk more as we converse outside. Thank you.
Okay, just pass the mic around. Those who have not introduced themselves, just your name, your station, or wherever you are. And okay.
Good morning, everyone. My name is David Cheriot. I'm in the DCIO Stare sub-county.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. My name is Mos Ndiwa, Sub-County Police Commander, Kilimani. Hapa ni kwangu pia. So muko nyumbani, karibu hapa nyumbani.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Patricia Yegon, the OCPD Ruai, and we are looking forward to improving that police community partnership. Thank you so much.
Okay, from Ruai, thank you very much.
Okay, let me do a repeat. My name is Francis Kamau, OCPD Buruburu. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Furahia. Hata sahi tuko pamoja, mumekunja uso. Just smile. My name is Judith Nyongesa, Sub-County Commander, Makadara. Karibuni Makadara. Ukipitia hapo industrial area, karibu kwa ofisi ukunywe chai.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning once again. I'm Daniel Ngetich, DCIO Buruburu. Thank you and welcome.
Good morning.
I'm Robert Mureithi, DCIO Central. Welcome.
And then David Apima for SPD Central, hapa CPD.
Good morning. Kwa majina naitwa Jimmy Kimaro. I'm the DCIO Kasarani.
Thank you very much, Kasarani.
Good morning. My name is Lucas Ongai. I'm the OCD Kayole.
Thank you very much.
Good morning. My name is Awaithaka. DCIO Kayole. Na mutatoa wezi. Kayole mutawatoa. Asanteni.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Abdrashid Yakub, the current DCIO Kiriman. I think this meeting or us gathering together here was for the purpose of creating a good rapport and building up a neighborhood with police so that we can be able to eradicate crime. But otherwise, we cannot build a relationship for the few who are here. But for those few civilians who are here, who are Kenyan citizens and are residents of various places, should also be ambassadors of us now, because the lessons we have learned here, we need to pass to them so that we see a change. And again, police have a lot of events that we do. At the police station, I've never had people who are coming to say, nimekuja kuwasalimia. But I only see people who are bringing crime, reporting crime. So let us have people who can just pass by and say a word and say, gentlemen, how are you doing? That also gives us a hope that we are connecting, we are creating confidence, and we are building relationship. That is the only way. But otherwise, if you leave us for us only to roll the ball, it is hard. We cannot build a relationship with you unless you help us build it. Let us have that confidence and break this gap so that we can run and give service to Kenyans all.
Habari yenu tena. God is good and all the time. Mimi kwa majina naitwa Kibwana Mwatosha, standing for the OSPD Kasarani. Mimi nitasema tujibebe. Sote tuseme tujibebe. Tujibebe. Yes, tujibebe, tuweka Kenya uwe na amani. Sawa. Asanteni.
Thank you very much. Next.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Benson Ngari, Deputy Sub-County Police Commander Gigiri. We have been taught a lot, and what I would like to urge each and everyone to have that relationship. That community policing should work. Coffee and cop should work. Otherwise, we have done well. We have done well so far. So thank you, and God bless you all.
Habari ya asubuhi. Naitwa Enos Maloba, AP Commander Westlands Sub-County. Asanteni.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Lilian Obura, Administration Police Service Commander Starehe. I'm looking forward to having an interactive session after this. Thank you.
Good morning. Mimi naitwa Mr. Robinson Cherenje, DCIO Westland Sub-County. Office iko based at Kigiri Police Station.
Mjaboni wote. What is good? And all the time? Semeni tubadilishe attitude. Semeni we build bridges. Tukutane. Polisi ya Kenya na wananchi wa Kenya wanakaa ni kama polisi imetolewa Uganda inakuja kusafu Kenya, ama wananchi wametoka Uganda kwingine wanakuja kuserve. We are not together unless we change attitude, unless we understand each and everyone's role, unless you understand wewe mwananchi, my work, my duty, mimi singekuwa kama si wewe. Mnanielewa? Singekuwa kama si wewe. I have no business. I have no business. Mimi nimeajiriwa na wewe. You are my boss. I am your servant. My name is Charles Madenge. I am AP in charge, Dagoretti. Thank you so much.
Good morning. My name is Lamek Jeru. I'm studying for OCPD Embakasi. So if you have anything concerning Embakasi, niko hapa tunaweza ongea. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Any other? Come this side. Where's the microphone?
Habari zenu. Kwa majina naitwa Steven Mutua na mimi ni DCIO Embakasi. Mumekaribishwa Embakasi. Let us have a positive attitude. In case you meet a police officer, no police officer is your child, is your brother, your sister, and is a product of that community. So if the community is going to be clean, definitely that police service will be clean. Let us endeavor to do so.
Next.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Charles Ate Camille, the DCIO Langata. Asanteni sana. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Langata. Belle. Okay, at the corner.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Jane Dego, representing my boss from Kibra, AP.
Thank you very much.
Yes, good morning, everyone. My name is Martin Korongo, DCIO Makadara. We are based at industrial area. Karibuni, eh?
Asante sana.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Wanjiro Kimani, OCPD Langata. Mr. Kipkoech,
thank you.
Chair Angei, you are looking for someone from Langata. I'm here.
There he is. Right. So you'll connect.
Good morning, everyone. Kivida Kilozo is my name. I'm the OCPD Dagoretti. I'm based at Kabete Police Station. Mimi ndio nafunga Nairobi kama unaelekea Western Kenya. Karibuni huko.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Good morning, everybody. Fred Abuga is my name. OCPD Starehe. Officers are based at Ruaraka Police Logistics. Welcome. Let us interact. Thank you.
Thank you. I think there's somebody behind there. Did you? Yeah, him. You.
Good morning once again. My name is Isaac Zomo. I've said my name. Thank you. We are looking forward to work together as a team.
Okay, asante. Kuna mwingine?
Good morning, everybody. My name is Waititu. I'm the AP Commander Kamukunji.
Kamukunji. Thank you very much.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Sima Lodorkas, DCI Rwai.
DCI Rwai. Asante sana. I think we've exhausted the introduction. I wish you could all do it, but I think in the interest of time, the reason why I was doing that is I want to kienda huko nje. Okay. I was saying the reason why I was doing that is I wanted us, if you go to interact, if you want to talk to OCPD Buruburu, for instance, umejua ni nani sasa, ukitaka kuongea na OCPD Makadara, you know the person. So just go straight and do that. I mean, connect, interact, share contacts, share information so that we can be able to build a relationship that is useful for our country. So, ladies and gentlemen, we want to come to a close of this first session of our program. I told you we had 2 sessions, this formal session, and then now we are going to the informal session where we are going out there just to know each other better. And that's where we are heading. So from here, I'm going to request that before we go to the garden, if we can just tujipange hapo nje, we take one group photo for all of us, one group photo, and then now we can proceed to the. Yeah, it's okay. We'll get to the photo session after that. But I just wanted to say that it has been a very useful session. I hope that each and every one of us have learned something. We've all appreciated our time here. And we all want to be at a point where we want to move this forward. As Kara and together with our partners, we don't want this to be a one-off event that we only mark in October. So we already have a conversation where we want to be having this regular engagement, possibly every month or every 2 months, so that to maintain, unajua hata kama mtu ni rafiki yako, and then you take 1 year without talking to that person, something happened to the relationships, ndio? You start drawing apart, and then with no time, there's no relationship. So if you want to maintain a relationship, you have to have regular engagement, regular interaction, sharing of information, so that we can be at a point where we are comfortable with each other. We've built the trust, and I can talk to you, I can give you information in confidence, knowing that the information will not be used against me, or it will not be used in a manner that can affect me. That is where we want to head. And like our chairman said, in countries that have walked this journey, citizens are so sensitive and so aware that you don't even see the police in the street. It is them who are policing themselves. If they see something that is out of tune, they know who to call or who to engage. They know what action to take. And that's why we want to get to a point where we support policing by making sure that we play our part of sharing information, supporting the police work, and making sure that our country is safe and secure. So with those remarks, what we look at as Kara, as I've said, we want to see if we can have this regularly. But then most importantly, we want to make sure that we get out of this place with a very strong trust or strong relationship that we can move forward as we talk about security in our neighborhood. So kama umeona OCS ama OCPD wako or commandant wako, please, after this, go straight to them, have a chat. And that doesn't have to be somebody from your neighborhood, because you want to have a cross-cutting kind of relationship. Even if I'm living in Buruburu, there's nothing wrong with me knowing the OCPD Langata, because I might have some information in Langata that can help, or I might need to engage the OCPD Langata at one point. So that's how we are looking at it. So lastly, and this is now to our members, the resident associations and community leaders, as we've said, even last week when we had a separate forum, we believe in rewarding and recognizing excellence. And as you know, end of this year, in December, we'll be having our annual Resident Associations Excellence Awards. We want to hear your story. We want to hear what you've done in your neighborhood. So the entries are being received right now. We have a deadline of 27th of October to receive your entry. So if you have not made an entry, please make your entry. You can get the information through our website, or you can call our office, we'll give you that details, so that we can be able to have that information, and it will be taken through an independent panel of judges, assessed, and then we'll be able to determine who are going to be rewarded. I'm not talking about winners, because everybody is a winner. So long as you're doing something that is positive in your community, you are a winner. But of course, those who will be rewarded, others will be able to also share your story so that we can be able to learn from that. So we are making an appeal that you share your work through the provided channels. We have our website, or there's an email that was sent out, and we'll be able to make sure that that information is out there for people to learn from. Those who had already made their entries, you don't have to redo it, but if you've not done so, we request you to do so before the deadline, which is 27th of October. And like somebody has said, I think as resident associations, we need to make it a habit of rewarding our local police station or police officers. If you are living in Buruburu or Makadara, once in a while you come together as a community, mnasema tunaenda kuona our police officers. You take them some reward or some present, just as a way of building the relationship. Wanasema mkono mtupu haulambwi. If you have a relationship and nothing is exchanging between the two of you, then very soon kuna mtu atachoka, atasema sasa hii hata inasaidia na nini. So it's good to reward, it's good to appreciate, it's good to recognize the good work that is happening in our neighborhood. So, and that can go a long way in strengthening this relationship. So with those many remarks, ladies and gentlemen, I want us to come to a close of this session. From here, I want us to take photos. I don't know how you want? Just.
As we go towards the end of the program, there are two critical things. One of them is the photos with the senior officers and the members of CARA and the key sponsors who we will be doing outside there so that we can get our faces a little bit brighter. Secondly, I can see the energy levels they are showing, they are looking like E. So before we leave, we'll still ask that we do prayers because the cup of tea and everything else will be served out there in the garden as we interact. So please don't leave before you enjoy at least something to re-energize. I mean, I don't need health break or whatever it is. So that I think those are the two critical things. The other one is, of course, as you're having tea, just get to know each other and get to know who was here, because then it's important that you are able to understand who was here. And finally, if there is any resident or residents association with a story, with a good story that we can document of working with the community, of doing something nice, then we encourage it. And I just want to show one example of Mr. Drugless. Mr. Drugless, please, kuja tu kidogo. From Komarok. I'm no longer in Kara, but this is just an example. The Reverend is here. And this is just one gentleman and along residents, Komarok, who have been very key. They have received a lot of awards from Nakada and many other people. And this young man lives to tell a story. He calls himself Mr. Drugless. I don't know what he means. Oh, you had already spoken? Oh, good. Sawa sawa. So those are the kind of stories between now and next year we would like to document through Kara, because then if you have got a story, if you have got something that we can document of what, the good things that are happening, I think that is important. If there is anybody else with any administrative thing we might have missed out administratively or logistically right now, I'm available walking around. Please let me know. If there is a special diet or something, nasikiaga iko watu sukari level zao zikifika mahali zinaanza kuleta shida. Please just talk to me so that we take care of that. Otherwise, thank you very much, Henry. We'll have the photos outside. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. And I think we should just have photos for everyone so that everyone is part of the photo as we close. So can we close with a word of prayer as we go to take the group photo, and then now we go to have our tea and coffee for interaction. So please don't leave. Let's continue interacting, and then now once we've had our session, you'll be free to leave at your pleasure. Okay. At your police officers should pray. It's being said we need a prayer from a police officer because we started by a prayer from a civilian. Ni polisi gani atatuombea? Which officer wants to pray for us? There's somebody being pointed at here. Anaitwa boss. None? Aye.
Thank you. So let's be upstanding so that we can have a word of prayer. So wale wako na kofia hata nini mnaweza toa kidogo, tushukuru Mungu. Basi tuamini, tushukuru Mungu Baba katika jina la Yesu Kristo. Kwa mara nyingine tunakuja mbele yako kusema asante. Jinsi umekuwa nasi tangu tuanze hadi wakati tunapotamatisha kikao chetu. Jehova, tumeona mkono wako venye umetukutanisha wananchi wote hapa na sisi polisi, ili tujadiliane katika kuishi vyema, kuleta amani katika maisha yetu na katika nchi yetu. Jehova, tunapoendelea tunashukuru uingie ndani yetu, hata yale hatujajadiliana hapa yote yafanikishwe katika jina lako. Na hata tunapotoka nje kupata kikombe cha chai, tunaomba ukibariki ili kisaidie miili zetu. Hata ikifika wakati tunapotoka hapa, utuongoze, kila mmoja yetu afike mahali alitoka kwa usalama, na sifa yote irudi kwako. Na pia tunaporudi kazi yetu, Jehova, saidia nchi yetu, tuwe na amani, tuwe na furaha katika jamii, na siku zote sifa na utukufu urudi kwako. Na ni katika jina la Yesu Kristo tunaomba na kuamini.
Amen.